pretty. Oh, sun's shining kind of bright. Don't know if I'm really this tan, but I'm looking kind of tan. Don't know if it's the tan on my skin and my face or the white in my facial hair. Hard telling these days. Hello, Corey Farmer, Dominique, Not Original, Sylvia, Vanessa, Tom Thumb. Let me shut this off. I got little bugs flying around. They were kind of getting me. Was it this morning or were they getting me last night? Sometimes morning and night blend together. And this feels like one of those times. And I don't know. I'm coming at you right now from Wyoming, from Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming, at the Mammoth Hot Springs Hotel, where I've been working for the last 2 months or so. And apparently, little bugs and flies are active at this time of year. I don't like little bugs, and I don't like little flies, especially ones that land on me and annoy me. So if I throw a fit and storm off, it's because I'm being attacked by bugs and flies and little bitey things. But anyway, good evening to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Thursday night. Not Original asks, are there a lot of mosquitoes out there? I haven't seen one. I had some friends I work with that recently did a really, what I would say, is a fairly crazy hike up a mountain called Electric, I believe it's called, and it was a 21-mile round-trip hike. And near the top, they said they were getting swarmed by mosquitoes. And that seems hard to believe to me. I don't know why mosquitoes would live near the top of a mountain. It seems like if I was a mosquito, I mean, that's the last place I'd be. I think that's the last place I'd be. I mean, whose blood are you going to suck on the top of a mountain? But anyway, I take his word for it, and he said the mosquitoes were swarming him, but it still seems hard to imagine. Other than that, I have not seen or felt a mosquito since I've been out here. I've never been one that's been too bothered by them, and I know some people really get, allergic to them and react badly, but that's not my problem. As I say that, I scratch my head. I'm starting to imagine itching all over. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, I've been doing this show a long time, and it is not just a show about me talking. For those that have been watching a while, it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I debated. I was just in the cafeteria. I was chugging a water. I got this new fancy cup that one of my Instagram viewers sent me in the mail yesterday, and I was excited to have it. I've been drinking a lot of coffee out of it. Switched over to water around dinner time. And so I'm excited to have my very first live sip of Coca-Cola with you. And my hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a beverage of choice tonight in front of you. So cheers to us. I'll tell you what, that was damn good. That was damn good out of this receptacle. They were calling it a tumbler. I'm not sure if that's what it is, but we're going to put it right there to keep the advertising going. We need to send you some Lou Malnati's pizza. You guys don't know how serious that is. I've been out here, when did I get here? May 24th. So I am at about 6 weeks, maybe a little over 6 weeks out here. And, you know, I'm living in a dorm. I've got roommates. We use a communal bathroom. We eat in a cafeteria. We are served food on trays. The very first day I was hoping, I'm a man that thinks he can create change in the world a little bit. Sometimes it gets me in trouble. And the very first day came in and I was looking at the cafeteria and I was going, it's not all I'd hoped it would be, but I'm going to make the best of it. When I got to my turn in line, they served me my food on a tray. And everyone carries it out and puts it on the table, and there's various groups. Didn't give me a warm, fuzzy feeling. So a guy wanting to create change like I am noticed there was a feedback box, or actually it was like a fishbowl, and you'd fill out a card and put your feedback in it. And my suggestion was, hey, the food's pretty good. If we could lose the trays, we would lose the prison-like atmosphere that is created by dining on trays. And I wrote that first day on the job. I wasn't even working at that time. I hoped somebody would listen to me. Somebody would heed my cries for help. Apparently nobody did, because we're still eating on trays 6 or 7 weeks later. But if the worst thing in life is that you eat food free on trays, or at least at a very low cost, when you need very low costs in life, you put up with some things. And you put up with communal bathrooms. You put up having a roommate even at 55 years old. You put up with coffee cafeteria. And you put up with, or cafeteria coffee, I don't know, eating on trays. But let me tell you, when you brought up eating a Lou Malnati's pizza, that sounds so good. That sounds so good. And I'm going to head out of town today, or excuse me, Friday and Saturday are 2 days off for me. And I work 5 days a week, as we all do. By the way, there's an elk walking by my dining room. I don't know, 40 feet away right now. There's a baby elk over there, too. We're supposed to stay away from them. I've still never seen an elk maul anybody, but I know they can, and they are big, so I give them their space. But anyway, I'm headed out to Montana, or excuse me, Bozeman, Montana tomorrow. I was there last weekend. I enjoyed it so much. They got a vibrant downtown. They got a Starbucks. They have 2 Starbucks. They have grocery stores, Targets, Costco, all the niceties that this Chicago suburb boy had grown accustomed to living in Chicago. And I'll tell you what, you don't have them in national parks. You will not see a Costco sign, a McDonald's sign, or a Starbucks sign anywhere in this here national park. And my guess is any other. So I'm headed up to Montana tomorrow morning. It's about a 100-mile ride. I'll be riding my scooter. So that 100 miles takes about 3 hours. There's some white knuckle times along the road with 70-mile-an-hour speed limit. And cars coming up really fast on me. I don't think drivers are scared to drive fast here in Montana. I believe there was a period where they had no speed limit in Montana. And I'm glad I'm not riding the roads Stupidity. I often wonder. I like watching war movies. Like I watch Braveheart. I mean, I've probably seen Braveheart 20 times. Those guys have very good spirits about them, considering they're carrying axes and the people on the other side are carrying axes, and they're going to charge each other and start swinging axes at each other. I wouldn't have that type of bravery. I certainly wouldn't have a good attitude about somebody swinging an axe at me. But that's just me. How fast does my scooter go? My scooter goes, it probably can go 85 miles an hour. I've taken it up to 70. I don't know. The wheels. I have a bad habit of looking down at the pavement and thinking, wow, that pavement looks hard. I think when you're riding, the best thing to do is look straight ahead and keep your eyes on further down the road as far in the direction you're headed. But sometimes my spider sense gets tingling and I get nervous. And when I get nervous, I get scared. And when I get scared, I look at the ground and go, oh crap, that pavement's moving very quickly behind or below me. And that truck is coming up quickly. Hopefully there will be a turnout that I can turn into. I'll tell you what, I might make Coca-Cola with Ken a more common thing. Yes, I have seen the movie 300, RJ, but that was almost a cartoon. It wasn't nearly as lifelike as Braveheart. That's my thought about that. Saw your video. Captain Scotty wants to know what's going on. Well, Captain Scotty, you motivate me to get out of there. Well, that is so sweet. I'll tell you what, if it motivates you, I'll just keep talking. I've been sitting here. I worked this morning. I was up early. I worked a breakfast shift. I got home at about noon, but I have to get up at about 5 o'clock to make it to breakfast on time. Did I ever have to lay down my scooter? No, I have not, fortunately. I have not, fortunately. Keeping my fingers crossed. God willing, I won't have to. So I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, I woke up early because I do my coffee show. And the breakfast shift starts at 6:15. Worked hard at breakfast. Got done at about 11. Was so relieved just to be able to go eat some lunch and have the rest of the day of fly attack me and the next 2 days off. And it was kind of in a haze, but I went down to Gardner, and that's my a cute little town right outside of Yellowstone that I spend a lot of time at and drink a lot of coffee, and have made some friends that work there. Some smiling faces. One guy, Jason, who owns an RV and gives me RV advice and Montana advice and waiting advice from time to time. And one nice woman named Jackie, who always serves me a nice cup of coffee. And it was good seeing them, but I got some editing of my videos done. I'd been falling behind my video editing. I became a full 4 weeks behind. This video that you're watching right now live is probably going to make it as a shorter reel or a TikTok in some fashion in about 4 weeks. And so anyway, I'm always trying to catch up on my video production and spend a couple hours, 3 hours editing videos, a couple hours doing research on the beautiful city of Bozeman, Montana, and various things and opportunities that may or may not be coming my way. I'll keep you posted as any details arise. And honestly, wasn't feeling that motivated tonight. And I only know I'm working hard as a waiter. I'm 55. I'm going to be 6 in about a month. Less than a month, I'm going to be 56. And I'm waiting tables. And waiting tables is a fairly physical job. And mentally taxing and physically exhausting. And to do it 40 hours a week is something I'm not used to. And I spend my time when I'm not working here, as a lot of the employees do, resting, sleeping, catching up on our, rest so we can go back to work the next shift or the next day or the next week or what have you. I am fortunate to have stopped drinking alcohol 2.5 years ago, But there was a young lady I work with this morning that was saying she got 2 hours of sleep last night. And I go, well, did you go out after work? Because we both worked the night shift the night before. And she goes, yeah. And I just can't believe, I'll call it kids these days, and maybe just kids, and the thought of going out after finishing a shift or finishing work at 11:30 or 12 o'clock at night, knowing you got to be at work before 6 a.m. the next day, is mind-boggling to me. And I probably did it. And at night, it always sounds fun, and you keep going, and you keep having one more, and the party keeps raging on, and you're really trading tomorrow for today. And you can only borrow so many tomorrows till it really catches up for you. And just can't imagine doing it. So I'm fortunate not to be drinking anymore, and I don't know, get my rest where I can. Never forget your youth. Not Original says she did it as well. Yeah, no, Captain Scotty. maybe my channel, my niche will be, I don't know, old sober people. I don't know. Let's have a little more Coke. This is really nice, by the way. Have I said that before? So I'm excited about tomorrow. Again, I wasn't motivated tonight. I went live on TikTok last night, kind of had a choppy experience, some bad connection issues and things of the like, and wasn't sure if I wanted to keep, because I go live every morning on Instagram about 6 or 7 a.m. And last night I hopped on live on TikTok, and I said, pretty good experience. That worked out pretty well. We had a nice audience, some friendly interaction. And I debated doing it tonight. And again, I work hard as a waiter. And some days I feel I can't do it anymore because I'm exhausted, or my knee hurts, or it's stressful, or I think I suck at what I'm doing. And anytime I have that voice in my head, God reminds me that my long-term goal is Coffee with Ken, and talking to my phone and talking on social media and sharing stories of waiting tables or national parks or elk or sobriety or relationships or financial ups and downs. So I could have sulked around tonight and tried to go back to sleep and have a great day tomorrow. But instead I decided to hop on and go live here on TikTok and see if we can develop a little habit. And maybe 2 nights, or 1 night becomes 2, and 2 nights becomes 3, and 3 nights become a week, and a week becomes a month, becomes a year, becomes 5 years. And I'd left TikTok as a platform a few months ago because honestly they stopped showing my videos. But they seem to have wanted to show my videos lately for some reason. And I appreciate that. And I think the more eyeballs I have on whatever my content may or may not be, I think the better. And the more opportunity I have to grow, and the more lives I can touch, and the more impact I can make, and yeah. So let's have a little more coffee. Captain Scotty said he never waited tables, but he had friends do it. I know it's not easy for 20-somethings. Yeah, I'm handling it better emotionally than I used to when I was all charged up. So maybe a little bit of wisdom's helping me. I'm sure my doing Coffee with Ken and my having a calmer outlook and me not drinking or showing up to work hungover or whatever condition I could is helping me as a waiter. And although it's funny because I tend to come in with a pretty good attitude and smile a lot and say good morning to everybody. But there's invariably a point in every shift where I might not be showing it on the outside, but I am frantic and I am feeling I've lost control and I don't know what's happening and I don't know who's in my section or where I am at. And I'll tell you what, it's draining. And sometimes I almost have nightmares about it. I still have nightmares about school. I still have nightmares about school. Oftentimes, and I know other people have this dream from time to time, I must have put a lot of pressure on myself, but I'll be going to college and it'll be like the end of the semester and I'll just kind of come to and I won't realize where any of my classes are or haven't studied for anything, and it's finals week. And I'm going, oh crap, trying to find out even where my classes are to take the finals, and I won't know, and I'll be stressed and I'll be bothered. I also have dreams or nightmares about gambling and losing a lot of money. And it probably scarred me as well. I used to gamble a lot, and I've had some big fun wins, but I've had more losses in my life gambling. And again, because of that, I think I still have deep scars in there of losing a few $1,000s and feeling like an idiot or feeling stupid or feeling like, worst case, a loser. And I've talked about it before. The struggles with gambling can be deep and expensive. It doesn't matter how much money you make. You can gamble it all away. And I think I did a good job at doing that in the early 90s and again at various other times in my life. And still have dreams about it. Still have dreams about it. My waiter friends always had the best you know what. Is your salary mostly on tips? Yeah, my salary, I get a paycheck. And it's just because where I work. Every other time I've been a waiter, my paycheck was almost zero because most of the hourly wage you make goes towards taxes and whatever. But here, most of the tips we earn are on credit cards or room charges or what have you. So they pay us out every 2 weeks. And by far most of my income, I'd say 80% of the money I make is due to tips. And for those that are good at math, I make $7.25 an hour. So it should be, so you should get a good idea roughly what I think I make hourly. And that's just a ballpark. Do I miss the Midwest? I miss my kids. I miss my kids. I miss a lot of the niceties of the Midwest. I miss Starbucks. I miss my gym. I miss places. And obviously I miss my friends. Most off, I miss my kids. But beyond my kids, I do miss all the modern community feeling, the activity that is in a neighborhood or going for walks around the neighborhood, just little things. You know, you see, I'm in Yellowstone and, I could go on a hike up that mountain over there and have beautiful views and what have you. But I think my lesson to you guys is you're probably taking it for granted, the niceties that you have wherever you live. And because, beauty's not where you're at. Yes, I have pretty mountains behind me, but I'll tell you what, nothing's prettier to me than the leaves in the Midwest changing their colors in fall. And that first cool, crisp day in fall and what have you. So it's kind of like being in a different world out there. It is like being in a different world, especially, in the national park. I think Montana is really a neat state. And it was funny, like I said, I edit these videos and they become TikToks, Reels, and Shorts about a month after I do them. And about 5 or 6 months ago, I did a video saying, hey, I think it'd be neat to live in Montana. And this was before I had any thoughts of moving to Yellowstone and working as a seasonal worker or being a waiter or what have you. And now that I've gotten here, I still give 2 thumbs up to the great state of Montana. Although I'm right on the edge here, I'm in Wyoming. I think Montana's a beautiful state. It's a lot like, I would say, Texas politically. It's a big state with big spaces and big ranches, but it's got beautiful mountains as well. It's got snow that I love, and winter that I love, and seasons that I love. Granted, I haven't been through a Montana winter. I bet you they can be pretty harsh, but I think it'd be neat. I'd love to try it if I found a way to have my kids up here as well. Does skiing interest? Excuse me, I just burped. Does skiing interest me? Not particularly. I've skied. Skiing's pretty cool. I think my favorite thing about skiing used to be probably having drinks afterwards and kind of walking around like you do with those boots on when you loosen them, but you're still wearing them. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I care too much about skiing either way. But I know you can do it around here, and I bet you they get a lot of great snow. And I bet you cross-country skiing's pretty big around here because I was riding through some farm roads last week, and I saw so many people doing like cross-country skiing in, but on wheels on roads, and I'd never seen that before. No, I'm in Wyoming, Lynn. I am in Wyoming. You guys want to see the elk? I don't know if there's kids, but I don't know if you can see it between those cars right there. There's an elk, and there's people walking by with kids in a stroller. Hope that elk doesn't look at them meanly. Again, they're very docile creatures, it seems. But there's been a lot of them out today, and had to go in a separate room or a different door at the cafeteria because we had one just totally chilling outside the door. How's the friendliness out there? It is not Iowa. It is not Nebraska. And I talked about it on the ride out here. When I was riding through Iowa and Nebraska, I noted how many people would hold the doors open. In every gas station I went, people, if they saw somebody coming, they'd hold a door open for me or for the other person. And it was so nice and so kind and so friendly. I think here, a lot of people are in their own little worlds a little bit. The tourists are doing touristy things and have buses to catch or geysers to see or hills to climb. And the employees oftentimes are kind of tired and worn out and in their own little world as well. And I feel, well, thank you, Captain or Camp Shutout. I feel I've almost pulled into my own little world here as well. And I'm okay with that. I think if things were different, I wouldn't be. But I'm kind of in my own little world here because I'm not sure. I'm not a tourist. And I don't know that I fit in with the a lot of the employees here, and that our experiences are different. And honestly, our age is different. They're just a lot younger. They're, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And, yeah, just different. I mean, good kids. Most of them are good kids. But they do kid-like things, and we have a fair amount of turnover, and it kind of bumps me out at times. I make friends with some people, or not, I enjoy working with certain people, and I don't know, something happens, and lo and behold, they're not there the next day. Are they nice to me? Everyone's nice to me. Do people ignore me? If anything, I think I pulled into my own little shell, which is not like me. And I probably am almost ignoring other people because I'm here for a purpose. I'm here because I need to be here. I'm here because I needed a roof over my head. I needed a job that would pay me decently and allow me to support my 4 beautiful kids. And I'm not here to party or to hook up or to really join a volleyball league. And because of that, I'm kind of in my own little world. And an important part of my own little world is working on Coffee with Ken, dedicating time to videos, working hard and trying to have the best attitude I can when I'm at real estate. And when I'm not, RJ reached out and he told me to enjoy my day off or my time off today. And I said, I never really get any time off. because at that moment I was in my coffee shop, and yeah, I was on a comfortable chair, but I was still editing videos because I think that's my end solution. Not solution, I don't need a solution, but my end, that's the direction I'm going. And that's my passion. And I was filling out some forms today, and they said, what do you like to do when you're not working? And my only thought was doing my videos at that time. Yeah, I'd like to golf again, and yeah, I enjoy shopping, and yeah, I enjoy coffee and talking and strolls and probably fishing and whitewater rafting. But right now, my priority aren't those things, and my priority, like I said, aren't partying or hooking up or even playing volleyball. It's doing what I have to do while I'm out here, and having the best attitude I can and working hard, but keeping my eyes open for new opportunities and keeping at it. And I'm going to go at it again. I'm going to get off this video, probably edit a video or two more, and try and get a good night's sleep and wake up tomorrow and ride up to Bozeman and explore opportunities and have the best darn day I can tomorrow. And I hope you have an awesome night. I hope wherever you are, you're having a great, great week. It's Thursday night. We got one more day in your work week tomorrow. If you got a regular 9-to-5 schedule, does anyone have a 9-to-5 schedule? By the way, I could talk about real estate and inflation. And maybe it's because I work with a bunch of people, young people, and people that actually moved here for affordable housing. Because that's one of the biggest benefits to being here is the affordable housing. So maybe my perspective is skewed, and it probably is. But I do believe there's a problem in the housing market that continues to happen. And everywhere I go, the subject comes up. In Montana, which I thought would be a relatively cheap state to live since they have, not infinite land, but a whole lot of land in Montana that's built up. I thought homes would be cheap, but homes are actually very expensive here, and there's just very few homes for sale and very few homes for rent. And I was talking about it with an individual at the coffee shop today, and I said, well, I guess you can, but it's, I would look at that as a last resort. But I think with kids and younger people these days, they kind of, that's just obvious choice. And when I was growing up, there wasn't communities of people living in their car. And I was talking to a buddy who just was out in Vancouver last week, and there's a huge section of homeless people, and he was shocked by it. And I think that's a problem that's going to need fixed or going to have to be fixed. And I don't know how it's going to be fixed, but it's going to be fixed some way, somehow, because I think there's a problem. And again, maybe my perspective's limited because I moved from Chicago away from my kids because I couldn't afford housing there. And I'm in a place where I don't quite fit in because they provide low-cost housing. And it's not just me, I'm realizing. I thought it was me and the decisions I made, and sure, my decisions have a lot to do with it. But home prices continue to go up, and I don't know. Number of people living in their cars or on the streets is probably going up as well. And I don't know, something's got to give. So one more sip of Coke. Nice thing about Coke is you don't sip it, you can chug it, and it feels so good. But anyway, we'll talk more tomorrow. I want to thank you for joining on this beautiful Thursday evening. Hope you're having a great, great week. Hope you have an awesome night's sleep. Hope you kind of are winding down your evening, getting relaxed as you move towards bedtime. And when you lay your head on your pillow tonight, realize you've done all you can. Let all your worries, leave all your worries today. And when you wake up tomorrow, be excited about tomorrow. And go at it with the best attitude you can tomorrow. So I want to say thank you for joining. Again, I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week. Hope you are feeling good. Hope you are loving yourself. Hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.